How was that? There are some books which introduce you to the vast world of reading and you just never forget them. So here are the first 10 books slash series I read. The first series was The Heroes of Olympus by Rick Riordan and I loved it. Until then, I had only heard people say that with the books, you get teleported into a different world. This was my first time experiencing it. I adored Heroes of Olympus. Back then, I didn't know about all of these parameters that readers use to rate the books. You know, the characterization, the plot, world building, etc. etc. So obviously, if I reread it now, it would be a very different experience. So I'm not going to. Moving on, after the Heroes of Olympus, I read Percy Jackson series. And yes, I didn't know that you should read Heroes of Olympus after Percy Jackson. An embarrassing mistake, really. Also, I want to mention that for some reason I found the Heroes of Olympus better than the Percy Jackson. I can't explain the reason. It was all feeling and emotions back then. There was no rating system. After that, without knowing I was switching the genres, I read The Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. That's when I realized that there are some very intelligent and imaginative people out there who are writing these books, and I was in awe. The end twist of The Murder on the Orient Express shocked me. I remember just sitting there, staring into the wall, but not really seeing anything, and thinking what the hell happened. Then after that, I read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It was an alright crime thriller, but did not make any lasting impression on me. Then I started reading 39 Clues series. In total, this series contains 11 books and some spin-offs. About the series itself, I enjoyed the first 3 to 4 books, but after that, the general plotline was getting repeated, even though the whole series was written by 7 different authors. Also now, when I think of a plot where 11 and 12-year-old siblings go around the world searching for clues to the mysterious fortune left by their grandmother, it is kind of ridiculous. But hey, I was a teenager when I read it. Then I read The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. There are 6 books in this series, and I must say, I was fascinated by the whole world of shadow hunters, warlocks, demons, vampires, etc. etc. Honestly, if you start a book where protagonists can see things which no one else can, anyone would want to know the reason. And hence, I got hooked to The Mortal Instruments. Although I do remember that the last book was very boring in this series. Then I started reading Alex Rider series. Read the first 3 to 4 books, then it became boring and predictable, so I stopped reading it. It is a book where protagonist Alex, a kid, is pulled from school and start doing operations, secret operations with MI6. Now that I say it out loud, it's ridiculous. Then I read Lorien Legacies series. It was actually a good one, a bit like the Heroes of Olympus, where the protagonist has superpowers and has to run for their life, uniting with other people who have superpowers and then save everyone. It was entertaining and enjoyable. Although I'm not sure if I'll like it again if I decide to reread it. Till now, I've been reading for fun, exploring the adventures through characters' eyes. But never once did any of the books make such a connection with me that I would cry. And it actually happened when I read the next 2 books, The Thousand Splendid Suns and The Kite Runner. These 2 books are a must read for everyone. They're not related to each other, obviously, but both of the books are set in the same premise of war. I won't say much about these books other than read them. You won't regret it. If you like these recommendations, like and subscribe.